Hey, without further ado, we're gonna bring up William T. Stars.
What's going on, y'all? Big blessings, man. Some of y'all may know me by William T. Stars. I'm an international gospel hip hop artist. I got a single right now that's charting number 16 on the gospel billboards or internet radio billboards. Big Levi, you know what I'm saying? That's my brother in Christ, so he invited me out. But apart from the music and the ministry, I'm also a minister. I'm a TV and radio show host as well. But I'm also an entrepreneur. And by the entrepreneurship, I did not know when I started doing music or anything else that God was going to lead me into a realm where situations like this would be an everyday thing for me, where I had to actually teach financial literacy and speak to people about, what it is that we're actually doing with our money that's keeping us from getting ahead. This is a whole list, right? But it's a bunch of questions. So I'm gonna go at it back and forth because these questions is what's going to actually illuminate your mind and think about life insurance. So for starters, I'm gonna say life insurance, who got it? Amen. All right. So for everybody that had their hand raised, who has life insurance do their job?
Oh yes, I got it.
Okay.
You got it too.
All right. So who does not have any life insurance at all, and who does not have life insurance, individual life insurance on their family? So if you don't have life insurance at all, or you don't have life insurance outside of your job, raise your hand for me. All right. So basically, whoever has life insurance has to do their job. That's what I'm getting, right?
I got another one.
All right. Outside. All right, cool. So I'm gonna go right down here to where we're talking about life insurance on the job. All right, and this is why it's important. All right, so if you have life insurance through work, you know that's probably worth twice your income, right? That's what it is, okay? That's 2 years worth of income replaced every year, so you would be gone forever. Work insurance is great, but the bills don't stop after 2 years. Who here is 100% positive that you will still be working when you die? When you retire or leave that job, or you know that policy doesn't belong to you and you know that you no longer have coverage? Does that apply to anyone who has an insurance through their job? When you stop working that job, that insurance stops working for you.
Yeah.
Okay? So it's one thing, it's cool to have that through your job, but with layoffs, COVID, shutdown, gone. I just had a client 2 weeks ago. She worked for the government, G13, G12. Whole side of her building shut down. $250,000 life insurance policy, ghost. 2 kids, now she's uncovered. And she believes in life insurance because she just buried her grandmother, and her whole family was running around saying how we're gonna bury our grandmother. They didn't know that the grandmother believed in life insurance. She had 7 policies. So when they were in mourning about to start GoFundMes, as they was digging through the house, they found the grandmama's well put together strips, and she had policies on the grandchildren. She had policies on her children. She had policies on herself, and everybody was able to bury her. And not only bury her, that grandmother took care of her generation before she died, because the Bible says that a good man is supposed to take care of his children's children. But we work every day to provide for our family. And when we die or when we leave it up to them to make it for the rest of their life. But here's the kicker though, y'all. Life insurance ain't even about death. That's the last thing that life insurance does for us. I don't even need this. I'm gonna be real 100. How many of y'all know that, and I'm gonna use names. How many of y'all know that when Timmy dies, we opening up a park in Timmy's name? But when Raekwon catch it, ain't no park in his name. Why y'all think that is? Why do y'all think that when Sheldon don't want to go to college, his parents said, "Oh, you going to college"? But when Marquise can't go to college, the parents are saying, "Well, we got to find something for you to do." You want me to tell y'all what the difference is? They got a life insurance policy that they built a college fund into their child's life. So when that child was 6, they purchased a $7 life insurance policy, whole life, that matured as that child got old and grew face value, 10% interest on that child's on that child every year. So whatever they had savings. So when that child turned 18, he had $18,000. They took that $18,000 and they reinvested it into a debt-free life program. That means that $18,000 for the rest of that child's life is going to grow 10% interest. So when that child gets 32 and he finds a wife, he got a $78,000 down payment for a mortgage on his house. That's if he wanted. He can just take it out and decorate it. Or he can take it out and start his own business. We don't have businesses because we going to the banks empty-handed. If we going to the banks with a $1 million policy, $100,000 policy, and we can take a loan out against ourselves. Did y'all know how life insurance policy can pick up your wages if your business is sinking? If you got a business and you are losing money, you can borrow money against yourself while you're still alive. If I got a $100,000 life insurance policy, I'm paying $38 for it a month. I can go take out $75,000 out of a $250,000 death benefit and restart my business. And the loan is on me. So I don't need a bank because I invested in life insurance. It's called life insurance for a reason. It's not death insurance. But what we've been culturalized to think is that we need some money to bury us. Whether y'all know it or not, though, we get a new body in heaven anyway. It's $800 to cremate you.
Right.
It's $8,000 to put you in a box. So, when we prepare our families for what we know is inevitable, just like we was talking about COVID. If you ain't got a COVID shot, there's going to come a time where you're not going to be allowed. Let's look at the Bible. Let's go there. You won't be able to buy, sell, or trade. We can take it there. But right now, where we at today is, if you ain't got the COVID shot, you can't go to work. My son's school just got shut down because the teachers didn't get vaccinated. So he went from preschool every day to homeschool, virtual, 8 hours a day because the faculty didn't get vaccinated. Wow. This is the world we live in. But here's when we get back on life insurance. If you ain't got COVID now, your life insurance is affordable. Get COVID and then try to get life insurance. When you need life insurance and you ain't got it, you ain't gonna get it. But it's like car insurance. It's not like car insurance. How many of y'all know that you can get a car insurance and you can pay on your car insurance for 7 years while you're driving and never see another dime back? Hey, good driving record, never had an accident, thanks Progressive. You've been spending $115, $20 for the motorcycle that's parked in the garage, the Corvette that's sitting with the car cover on it. You don't even drive it. You're paying $30 for it a month for it to sit. And you know you ain't gonna drive it. Because as soon as you pull it out, the police gonna be behind you. Why? Because it's red and you was speeding. That same car insurance policy. Did y'all know that you have a life insurance policy that when you pay it off after 30 years, you get all of that back?
But it depends on
It's called
what
return
kind of
of
life
premium.
insurance, all right?
It's called return of premium. Now, the younger you are, the more face value you're going to get with your life insurance. Now, I'm glad you bring that up. Thank you, Lord. I don't need no paper. Term insurance versus whole insurance. Who knows the difference?
Term is for a certain period of time, whole is for life.
What's the big difference?
Big difference, you can invest in that. Everything you're talking about is investment. That's
what
whole.
you borrow off of it, right?
That's whole what you was talking about, all that stuff, investment, all that stuff. Term, you paying, that's it.
Okay, so you
Term.
right there, you right
I think
there.
the thing you're looking for is term loses value over a certain amount of years while whole stays same.
Well, what, if you do
Okay.
10-year term, that's it. And you don't renew it, that term is over versus whole. You
Yeah.
do all the stuff he's just talking about.
Yeah.
So, term insurance, people are afraid of term insurance. This is why they're afraid of term insurance. They think it's going to lose value. That's not true. They think it's not going to roll over to a whole life. That's not true. The reason for term insurance is if I'm 35 years old, who's the youngest, oldest man in here? 40s. How old are you, brother?
47.
47, I'm 40. Alright, so if I'm 47 and I try to go get a $250,000 term life insurance, alright, I'm gonna pay $78 for $250,000 in coverage for 30 years. So that means at 77, he's been paying $78 for a term life insurance. Same benefits as a whole, right? If you wanted a whole life insurance at 47 years old for $250, how about your premium $375? So, but check this out though. Term life insurance policies can convert at 70 years old for a percentage, and that's what you're talking about where it says it decreases. So if I'm 70 years old and I had a $250,000 term life, right? That policy's paid off. No longer have a bill on it. Now I can get a return of premium, or I can keep my policy in place and never have to pay another dime. So if I'm 70 all the way up to 100, I still got an insurance policy that I'm not paying for. Try to be 70 and get a life insurance policy.
Real hard.
The cheapest time to ever get a life insurance policy is today. Can somebody tell me why?
Wrist, left wrist.
You're the youngest you're gonna ever be again.
Because you're the youngest you will ever be again. Life insurance is based on your age, your health, and your money. If you feel as though $8,000 is enough to leave your generation, then it ain't worth paying $50 a month for a life insurance policy. It's not worth it. $8,000 for them is green. You can pay $13 a month. He can. You can. He's 47. He can. Get you an $8,000 policy. Pay a couple bucks, $25 a month, and when you're gone, I expect your wife and your kids to make it off of 8 racks. If you invest in now, the inevitable, because we all got two things certain. We all born once, we all appointed to die one. That's a certainty. It ain't no certainty when we go out to our car and walk off the street, we're gonna make it. It ain't no certainty this shot gonna stop us from getting in the bed. But what is a certainty is at one point, we got to leave this place and everybody ain't going with us. We work every day to take care of our wife and our children. And then without that check, if you got a rent, a mortgage, I'm about to get on that. If you got a mortgage and you splitting the bills with your wife, what happens when you don't come home from work? See, you're not worried about it because you're in the spiritual realm. You're But what your wife doing? She's dealing with the loss of her husband. She's explaining. We can flip it. We can go, what is the husband doing? He's dealing with the loss of a wife. But it's all men in here, so we going the other way. She's dealing with the loss of her husband. She's explaining to her kids that daddy ain't coming. She's trying to figure out where they gonna live now because she can't afford this house. Daddy made the walk. He was the breadwinner. He got 2 years on his life insurance, but he didn't read the fine print of his job. He ain't down the job. He died in a canoeing accident. He didn't have accidental. He ain't covered through Lombard Insurance Company. $79 a month. Let's charge that up to Brewski's. 12-pack. We ain't drinkers, but we all used to be. Some of us, more than others. Maybe none of us. But we know beer $24 for a 12-pack. Not to mention it's unhealthy. Going back to what the doctor talked about. It might be more, don't quote me, I don't drink. No more, a lot. But what I'm saying is we invest in what we think is worth it.
Yeah.
Shoe game, buildings, cars, estates, clothes, education, types of food, ribeye over the prime roads. We invest in what we think is important. And it's not until we need something and don't have it that it becomes important. It's not until, you know what, I think I need to get me a life insurance plan that's gonna help me pay off my mortgage in 9 years. What? Yes. life insurance policy is called a debt-free life program that will make you debt-free in 9 years. That's mortgage, that's car, that's every bill in your name, not to mention that you're gonna build increased value in your savings account because you now have an account attached to your name that's building 10% interest, and all the money that you was paying in bills now rolls over into your account, and every month when it rolls over, it's double. These people ain't doing it because they smarter than us. They not doing it because they better than us. They're doing it because they was taught how to. These people can send their children to college because they planned for it. These people can shut down one business, file bankruptcy, and then open up another one with their life insurance policy. Why? Because when they was getting money from that business, they increased their life insurance. So now they paying $398 on a premium, but they got $1 million in coverage. But they was making $8,000 a month. So what's $389 if I can stroke me a check for $200,000 10 years from now? When you think inside the box, you're gonna stay inside the box. Life insurance ain't new. It's not new. Debt-free life, it's not new. How do they get from this one house to this big old house, and it don't seem like they're doing nothing no more than me? They're investing into their life insurance policies. I'm gonna read one of these posts. I'm gonna read another question real quick. It says, did you know you could have a tax-free retirement without ever outliving your money? Did you know you could protect what you do have from market risk, whereas the stock market crashes again? Who lost money in 2007 and 2008? Anybody lost money in the stock? All right? If you lost money in the stock, my client's money keeps growing when everyone else is losing money, and they will never outlive their money. Y'all want to talk about long money? Money you can't outlive? It's in your life insurance policy, and it ain't in the workman's, fellas. That's just to cover you because you was a good worker. We don't want to see anybody here without nothing. But I'm talking about, how can I make sure my grandchildren are good today? I ain't got to put it in your pocket, because I got $7.43 that's got you locked in for life. $7. I wrote 12 children policies. Don't count my fingers. 12 children policies, 4 times 3. 12 children policies last week, and the highest one was $7.43, and he was 15 years old. The cheapest one was $3.21. She was 3. That's a whole life policy that you can just start their college fund. Now, how do you start their college fund? It's attached to an account that builds interest. Not the bank. The bank makes 74 cents every time you deposit $1, and they use your money 7 times before you even get it. The bank, I'm gonna say that again. The bank uses your money 7 times in between when you put it in there and make a withdrawal. How does that work? What's your name, fam? I mean, we connected. So what's your name? What's your name? Ron. What's your name, family? Life? Okay. Ron, you got $100, you go put your $100 in the bank. You just come to the bank. You just gave me $100. Ron, you need $50. Hey Ron, let me hold 50. Woo. Did I lose anything? Ron, you coming back for your $100. What's your name, family? Eddie. Eddie, put 800 in. Ron, I need my 800 back. Hey, yo, Eddie, I need to take one of your 8. Did I lose anything? You need your 50 back. Eddie still got 700 in there. I ain't worried about Ron. I'ma just take, bloop. Got your 50. Eddie come back, I need my 8. What's your name, family? Willie. You got a stack in there. Bloop, they only got 200. You don't know that. Your account says you got a stack. When you come to get that stack, how much you got in there? 2 grand? Bloop. The bank never loses money. It borrows on your money, and that's the same thing you do in your debt-free life program. You put your money in your bank, and how many of y'all know you can borrow from yourself and not have interest on your own money for a year? How many of y'all got a loan that ain't got interest on it for a year? Nobody, because ain't none of y'all banking. But when you start your whole life insurance, term life insurance policy, whole life insurance policy, and you get you a debt-free life program, if you got a 30-year mortgage, and you pay your mortgage off in 9 years, I'm talking about clean. How do you do that without spending no additional money? I'm gonna break it down real quick the same way I broke it down for my mama. You had a $80 NTB Firestone credit card bill. For some tires, $800. You was paying $79 on this credit card a month. Alright? You got a little bit of bread, so you put $800 into your savings account, your DFL, your debt-free life. Alright, so as this money grows 10% interest, about 4 months, you go and take out a loan from yourself, $800. Right? You go and pay off this credit card for Firestone. That same $78 you put back into your DFL. Right? So, how long does it take to pay back $800? That's $78, approximately 89 months, right? How much interest did that card have on it in 89 months? On 0. On top of that, how many of y'all got money and it's gaining 10% interest sitting in your pocket? None of y'all. So when you side grind, side hustle, lottery, football pool, music, ministry, you get $700-800 for helping somebody hang their siding on their house. You put that $700 into your DFL. Why? Because it's growing. So not only are you adding money that you're making, the money that you're making or made is making money. That $7 to $8 that you was paying for that bill, that's now rolled. Okay, so now we get into how do I pay my mortgage? All right, so now I got $5,000-6,000 on year 2. I take that $5,000-6,000, I pay my mortgage, I put that $5,000-6,000 straight to my what?
DFL.
Take it out my DFL 3 years from now. Now, I'm going to my mortgage company. I pay my mortgage. I don't want none of my money to go to my interest, so what do? I pay my monthly bill. Any other payment you make, after you make that monthly bill, goes straight to your mortgage. So if I'm putting $10,000 on my mortgage, and it's going straight to my bottom line, now I just repay myself back over that next year. Do it again. 3 years later, I take out 20. Drop it on there. Pay myself back. Well, where am I getting the money to pay myself back at? You never stop making money. You don't have no other bills. Y'all forgot. You freed all your money up when doing it the first 3 years. You paid all of that off. You ain't got all you got is utilities. And all you got is car note. But the first thing to go is the car. So the first thing is go to car. So once you get that car paid off the first 3 years, now you're dumping $600, depending on your car, $300 to $600 a month, right back into yourself, and it's growing at 10% interest annually. So when you can take a loan out, $100,000 to borrow from yourself, you ain't even gotta pay yourself back. It's your money. But that's how they do it, fellas. It ain't magic, it's math. And it's life insurance. I'm really bit on get about y'all have. That ain't what I want. That's what I want. Is your family going to be 100% secure if you become disabled or went to the Lord? 7 out of 9 families will be in financial ruin if something happened to the breadwinner and they're in jeopardy of losing their home. Anyone know what the largest cost is in financial planning? Procrastination. We know that we need it, but it's just not the right time. We need to get our money right. We need to start saving, but we just can't yet. We need life insurance, but we don't think we need it yet because we are healthy and aren't going to die yet. So stop right there. If anybody in here right now can tell me their death date, I'll pay their life insurance for the rest of their life. No, nobody on God's green earth knows their death date. But every day we go out to go to work, we take the possibility of coming home disabled. We go to work, we take the possibility of somebody saying something to us that we ain't like, and we lost. There we